Hey everybody, welcome to What the Flick. Christy Alonso catching up on a movie that opened in New York and LA a couple weeks ago, but is now opening wide this weekend. It premiered at Cannes this year. Good Time.
Anytime you need it, baby.
Good time.
Okay, so
it's a credited ripoff.
It's actually not a very feel-good movie.
No,
despite
no.
the title,
it's ironic.
It's pretty dark. Yes, this is from brothers Josh and Benny Safdie. Benny also co-stars in it, but the star of it is Robert Pattinson, once again straying far, far away from the YA angst of the Twilight series. He plays a con artist named appropriately enough Connie, and they live in Queens. He and his brother live in Queens. Benny plays his brother who is developmentally disabled, and the two of them pull off a bank robbery, or at least they try to pull off a bank robbery. It does not really go well. The brother gets arrested and thrown in jail, and so Robert Pattinson's character, Connie, has to go on this all-night odyssey through various parts of Queens to try to get him out of jail, and madcap hilarity ensues? Not at all. Take a look.
So I told you about my brother, yeah? I told you about the program he's forced to attend and how he shouldn't be there. Something happened. I don't know exactly what. My brother's been arrested. He's being held at Rikers Island. He could get killed in there.
You get another 10 grand, your brother will get out.
Where are you? How much money can you get right now? Come on, bro.
Oh my gosh.
Are you kidding me? What do you think I'm doing this for? I want to get him out tonight.
So yeah, this kind of starts off as like the petty crime of mice and men, and then becomes this whole other thing. And it is, you know, you mentioned Twilight. I think both Pattinson and Kristen Stewart have been very cagey about leveraging their juice.
Yeah.
You know, like they can get a movie made, they can get, you know, they've got the clout to get films produced, and they are choosing interesting, offbeat, difficult stuff, and not in any way, I think, sort of cashing in on in a way they could have.
Yeah, and Daniel Radcliffe and to a large extent Emma Watson have done that too.
Yes.
With their clout from Harry Potter, and so yeah, I love Robert Pattinson in this so much. He's doing like a young Al Pacino thing, and not just because it's about a bank robbery in New York.
Right.
But there's like a coiled kind of intensity, a volatility that's like waiting to burst forth.
Yeah.
And yet at certain points he could be totally in command and totally in control and charming when he needs to be, and is canny enough to figure out each situation and who he needs to be in each situation to get what he wants to further his ends. Yeah. Having said that, things don't go well, and that's what is so interesting, is that like, it's like he's slogging through molasses every step of the way. Like he thinks he's got, you know, the bail money figured out, and something else goes wrong, and something else goes wrong, and it's darkly funny and also just plain dark. But I feel like it's also an indictment of just how like the system lets people down.
Yeah, you know, but I think it's also about how this guy is not as resourceful as he is. He's not as smart as he thinks he is. So he puts himself in these situations that seem like, oh, okay, well this will fix it. Oh no, this is now much worse.
And he undermines himself over. He self-sabotages.
Oh, absolutely.
Over and over
yeah, no
again.
question.
That's what's so interesting about him.
My thing about this movie is that it should be, it sets up the situation that is so sort of like frenzied and nervy, and like the whole movie should have like Coke sweats, you know, like it should just be so like, I gotta, and then the thing, and then I can't, but I have to, and the pace starts to slack a little bit, I think, toward the end, as it's a lot of not necessarily waiting around, but definitely there are these moments where things kind of slow down, and I don't think things should slow down in a movie like this. I think it is, and it's not like I'm not trying to create the movie that I wanted to see, but I'm just saying I think that the narrative as it leads up to a certain point is very like, you know, frenzied and driven and nervous and nervy, and then it kind of, it takes a moment to breathe, and shouldn't, I think. But I think that it does a lot of what it does very well.
But I see your point there, but I also suspect that it's trying to subvert your expectations of what this kind of movie is like by changing its pacing and not being like breathless and increasingly breathless. Like it takes a moment, and there's legitimate suspense also in the quiet of it and the calm of it, because you know it cannot go well for him.
Right.
And so you're waiting to find out, okay, like he seems like he's safe now, but where's it gonna go? What's gonna happen? So maybe it's trying to I don't know, because it is a small little indie. Maybe it's trying to just mess with us a little more by not being the pacing that we expect.
I mean, maybe. It seems to me though, like that you would then take that advantage of that opportunity to do something else, as far as like with the character or with something else. And I don't know. To me, it feels like it's that they can't maintain that pace that they've started, which is understandable.
That's pretty short.
No, definitely. I mean, I was never bored. It never lags, but it just doesn't have that like, like a movie like After Hours, for instance. Once it just starts going down that rabbit hole, I mean, yeah, there are moments that are calmer than other moments, but there's always that undernote of intensity and unease, and this one less so.
And yet you never know where it's going, and I think a lot of that has to do with A, the script from the Safdies, but B, Robert Pattinson's performance, because from one moment to the next there is just unpredictability to him. It's also a really great supporting cast. We're talking about Robert Pattinson a lot, but Jennifer Jason Leigh is good in a couple of scenes. Actually, only one scene.
Well,
two scenes. Barkhad Abdi, Academy Award nominee. Barkhad Abdi, he's the captain now, and it's Benny Safdie too as the brother. I feel like it treats his.
We need to look up. There's one other guy in this movie who I think is really terrific.
The guy that he's in the apartment with.
Yes.
Okay, so we have to look up his name. But the way they treat their brotherhood and the brother's disability is unexpected, but always tasteful, and there is humanity in it. And everything that Connie is doing for his brother, he's doing out of love. Every bad decision he makes, and he makes a lot of them.
Yes.
It's all, for the greater good, but also in a way that's not mawkish, ever. And there's also, I love the way it's shot. There's like a dark kind of lurid kind of like late 70s, early 80s feel to both the cinematography and also the score.
The score is great.
Yeah, it's sort of like a dark kind of unsettling synthy score that like adds an element of dread from the very beginning, and it definitely puts you on edge and keeps you on edge, and that helps a great deal to create the mood.
Talia Webster as a woman who helps out for a bit.
Yes.
Is terrific. And I'm sorry, I can't find the name of the other guy. It's like it's not, IMDb for some reason doesn't have him, but there's this other guy in it who's really good.
He was also, did you see Heaven Knows What? The Safdies movie about heroin addicts in Manhattan, and my kid's dentist is calling me right now. I will call you back.
We're so professional here.
I will call you back, Dr. Lambert. I promise. So yeah, but he was in that too. And
Buddy Duress.
There you go.
Yes, but as this recently paroled hot mess who Pattinson gets tied up with, and things get even more complicated.
Yeah,
he's very good.
These are dangerous people, but they're also sort of incompetently dangerous. So anyway, which adds to their dangerousness.
And it's and it's the dead of winter in New York, and it's just the whole thing. Yeah, the score is very propulsive, and it's just sort of one uncomfortable situation after another, and it doesn't compromise that, which I appreciated definitely.
Okay, so go if you want to go see something small and weird. It's the dead of August, guys.
Yeah, why not?
So I am saying 8. I liked it a lot.
7.5.
So our number is 7.8. So there's a tomato meter. Perhaps you've heard of it. This gets a 90 on that. But we're also going to visit our friends at Metacritic, where it is at 80. So depending on what you think is more accurate.
Yeah. So your mileage may vary.
I was going to say the exact same thing. All right. Hi.